saying to you is it's a Republican shutdown, my friend. You are in control of the White House. You are in control of the House, and you are in control of the Senate.
And if you went home to a food bank instead of going to Mar-a-Lago to eat at a gold-plated dinner while people are starving, you might see and hear your constituents, sir. You are blind to the suffering of your people.
These efforts to stop Mundai have only helped him. Only helped him, because billionaires have come out in force against every policy and against Zoran as a candidate. And that says a lot. They're like accidentally making him more popular. You know? President Trump even said that if Zoran wins, he may have to mobilize the National Guard, take over New York City, which would be not just like a spit in the face to an open, free, and fair election, but what messaging does that look like to you, that you might have to send the National Guard and take over a city if the dude who wants free pre-K wins? No? Like, all their efforts, they've spent so much money. Zoran himself has said, y'all are spending way more money on ads trying to campaign against me than I was even going to tax you.
Donald Trump was saying a Christian, he wants to have a Christian Visibility Day. Would you like that?
Sure.
Christian Visibility Day? Do you think there should be like a national holiday just for Christians?
Why not?
You think that would be a welcome change for the country?
Absolutely.
What would be a good day for that?
Never really thought about that.
Maybe like December 25th.
What's happened in America? Let's see what $4.3 trillion really looks like when each party gets their hands on it. This video will demonstrate the governing philosophies of each party. Behind me, I have two pyramids, each with 86 cups. Every cup represents $500 million, and together, that's $4.3 trillion. Let's start with this pyramid. The big, beautiful Bill Pyramid. It's $4.3 trillion tower of tax cuts, overwhelmingly benefiting the wealthy. How do they sell it? The same old way always. Those white cups on the bottom, that's the lure. $200 billion on no tax on tips promise. Classic misdirection. They dangle something that sounds like it's helping working people, but you know, you never got your Doge dividend and you're still paying taxes on Social Security. The oligarchs are laughing all the way to the bank while America gets a $4.3 trillion deficit. Now let's look at the other pyramid. Same $4.3 trillion, but this time invested in stuff we need. The light blue cups on the bottom, Infrastructure Act, roads, bridges, creating 875,000 jobs this year alone. They voted no. The yellow cups, Inflation Reduction Act, lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, expanding clean energy. They voted no. The black cups, Chips and Science Act, keeping America competitive in semiconductors. Another no vote. And the green cups, unbelievably, the PACT Act, health care for veterans exposed to burn pits. 84% of them voted no before it went to the Senate. Always for the same reason. We can't afford it. How are we going to pay for it? When's it sunset? Yet somehow, they always manage to find room for a $4.3 trillion tax cut. And this is where the rubber meets the road. The shutdown is over the last two sets of cups. These gold cups right here represent $1 trillion in Medicaid cuts from this bill. The $1 trillion gold cups have been moved over here, given a $1 trillion tax break to corporations. The blue cups, the affordable health care tax credits, the lifeline for millions and millions of Americans, especially in red states. And let's face it, the Democrats offered a resolution to keep the government open if the Republicans would lay off these two cups. They refused because they've already handed those cups to the corporations and the wealthiest Americans. They're simply lying to cover up the fact that they stole the cups and put them over here. Two pyramids, completely different philosophies, one that fights for working families and the other protecting the top 1%. It's not politics, it's math. And if you're so confident that I'm wrong because of your emails and comments, I can tell that I'm chasing you down with the truth. And you're running out of real estate. America, if you're with me, type in the comments, please, enough is enough. I would appreciate your follow so this information can move across social media to combat this ridiculous propaganda. Cups talk and bullshit walks. I hope you learned something. I'm always rooting for you.
Is Alligator Alcatraz your fucking prop? Is that your fucking legacy? You bow down to a fucking pedophile. You're a fucking pedophile. Donald Trump, all you are fucking Nazis. Fuck you all. Fucking Nazi.
Breaking news, if you haven't heard yet, Zohran Mamdani is now the mayor-elect of New York City, and as we know, the I've Had It girls were rooting real hard for him. They've interviewed him several times. And I actually just found out that now Jennifer Welch lives in New York. And she was at, I think, like the victory party last night. So I saw that they uploaded, obviously, like their video covering it. And I want to see how soon it takes for me to laugh at something that they say. So let me set it up. Okay, so I'm going to play it and we'll see how long it takes.
Huge night, huge day yesterday. Woke is back. My name is Jennifer. My pronouns are she, her. And, you guys, this
Didn't
is...
take long. I mean, yes, that's very funny, but it's also very correct. Woke is back, in fact. And it's back bigger and better than ever before. Woke 2.0, we're calling it, so...
Huge night, huge day yesterday. Woke is back. My name is Jennifer. My pronouns are she, her. And you guys, this is an absolute rebuke on Kanks, sociopath, fascist, little twerp, Stephen Miller, and all of the other abject failures in this administration. But Zohran's campaign in particular, I think here are the takeaways from that. Number one, the xenophobia and the fear mongering and the culture wars face planted. Their one trick, MAGA's a one trick pony, and it is scare the shit out of people while we fleece the working class so that we, the oligarchs, don't have to pay taxes. Scare them about people with a different religion. Scare them about people with a certain skin color. Scare them because somebody has a non-traditional.
Let me be clear. The president has both the funding and the authority to fund SNAP during a shutdown. In fact, every other president in every other shutdown has done so. People going hungry in this instance is a choice that this president has made.
I just could not wait to see Mike Johnson's reaction to last night's election results. Like, I woke up this morning, it was the first thing I thought about. And you know what? He did not disappoint. It is vintage Mike Johnson. Fantastic. You have to watch this.
I don't think the loss last night was any reflection about Republicans at all. I think people are frustrated and angry, as we are. I am. The president is. And we express that different ways. But
I think people are frustrated and angry, and they express that in different ways. I think a lot of people were actually angry at the Democrats, but they went out and just voted in record numbers for the Democrats. That's how they wanted to express their anger. I mean, you know, people do this in all kinds of crazy ways. So they just decided to give us an electoral route to show their anger at Democrats. Okay, keep going, Mike.
But look, we look forward. We're looking forward to a great election running on our record, and we're gonna get all of our incumbents reelected, and we're gonna add to the number here. So that's the end.
We're gonna get all our incumbents reelected, and we're gonna add to the numbers. Absolutely, that's the takeaway. I don't know how this man speaks with a straight face and says the things that he does, but he does. They will never self-reflect. These people will never stop and admit, you know what? Our policies suck. We're driving the economy into the toilet. We are terrorizing families and ripping communities apart. We have no answers for the things that are actually plaguing Americans. The world is laughing at us. Everybody despises us. Our president is the most unpopular president in modern polling history, very likely ever. But we're going to increase our vote share because, my God, I got to say that rather than admit that everything we do and represent sucks. And that's what the American people told us last night. Oh, Mike Johnson, only just once in my life to see you actually tell the truth. What I wouldn't give. But failing that, I am very happy to continue to mock your lies. Enjoy your majority while you have it.
Just for funsies, let's compare what Mike Johnson says versus reality, and also what he says to other Republicans. So, Mike Johnson said this.
I can tell you the administration has worked, as you all know, very creatively and very hard to limit the pain on the Americans because of the Democrats' shutdown.
Well, that's really interesting, Mike, because Politico talked to 4 people who were on a conference call with you guys earlier, and you said that we were about to hit pain level 10, but golly gee whizzikers, you sure did send thoughts and prayers. Now, when your Republican cohorts turned around and argued with you about that, you just said, oh no, we just gotta blame the Democrats, huh? So what else did you say, Mike?
And the SNAP benefits is a unique situation. The contingency funds are not legally available to cover the benefits right now.
Ouch, Mike. 0 for 2, because conclusive evidence to the direct contrary of that is like a dime a dozen, like shooting fish in a barrel. So I have to ask, Mike, are you fucking lying? Or do you just not know how any of this works? And also, why are we even talking about contingency plans anyway? Because you guys could just pass a partial resolution to fund SNAP, couldn't you? But during that conference call today, you specifically said that you would not be doing that, huh? Because you want to put the pressure on the Democrats. So what else did you say, Mike?
The reason is because it's a finite source of funds. It was appropriated by Congress. And if they transfer funds from these other sources, it pulls it away immediately from school meals and infant formula.
Gonna stop you right there again, Mike, because you are officially 0 for 3, my friend. Now, didn't your own administration have a set rule in place that the USDA would have to pay for SNAP benefits even during a shutdown? Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys love rewriting history, so you just deleted that part from your fucking website, didn't you? What else you gotta say?
There has to be a pre-existing appropriation for the contingency fund to be used.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Mike, but I'm just trying to clarify here because this seems like it's Schrodinger's appropriations, because I swear about 15 seconds ago you said that the funds were appropriated, but you couldn't use them because something school lunches and formula. What do you have to say about that, buddy?
And Democrats blocked that appropriation when they rejected the clean continuing resolution.
Now, I gotta say, Mike, I might not make 6 figures for doing absolutely fucking nothing like you do, but I'm pretty sure that when you plan a budget, you're doing it for the future and not the past, right? So whatever appropriations would have been made for this fiscal year would have been done ahead of time, right? When we're planning contingencies and things like that. So that doesn't make very much sense to me. So how do you explain that, Mike?
So the way to make this stop immediately is we just need a handful. We need 5 more Democrats in the Senate to...
Well, damn, Mike, if you need the Democrats' help, you better get back to fucking work and deal with them, huh? Have a good day.
Trump told Mike Johnson to eat a stapler. Mike would say, I don't know anything about staplers, sir. And then he would swallow it whole.
Despite my best efforts, the fascist is still in the White House. I left my home on September 23rd and drove across the country with my democracy mobile. I wanted to convey the message to as many people as possible, especially MAGA, that we have a fascist in the White House and our democracy is under great threat. I went to Washington, D.C. I got back to Bend, Oregon yesterday. The question is, did I do any good, or was this just a big waste of time? I think public opinion shifts when enough people see a certain message delivered from enough sources. And I got a lot of reaction from this, good, bad, and ugly. So I think in a small way, it did help. But we need to keep pushing. We need to wear our anti-Trump messaging, and we need to go to protests as often as possible because we've got to get the fascist out of the White House. I'm going to stop driving for a while, take a break. I'll continue to post now and then, and I expect sometime in the future, I'll hit the road again with a democracy mobile. That's the word from Bend, Oregon.
News about all the ICE agents quitting in droves. I want you to go ahead and Google ICE facility attacked in Texas.
100% we needed to be talking about this and spreading this information as quickly as possible. So as always, make sure you like, repost, comment, and follow along to stay up to date. But yes, what you're doing is working. Whilst the admin shocker continues to lie and pretend that morale is higher than ever, it's not. And apparently conditions and what they're being told to do behind the scenes are so terrible that ICE agents are either quitting in waves or on the very verge of quitting. And a few hours ago, The Atlantic dropped an article exposing the conditions and interviewing both ICE agents who had quit and are still active there on the verge of quitting. And guess who has a subscription to The Atlantic? So I will now read you the highlights because every person needs to hear this. So they have spent the last 5 months forced to clock in on weekends and wake up at 4 a.m. for pre-dawn raids. Some of the leaders have even been ousted or demoted as they're all feeling the pressure to meet these ridiculous quotas set by Stephen Miller. Having insisted for years that capturing criminals is its priority, ICE is now shelving major criminal investigations to prioritize civil immigration arrests, grabbing asylum seekers at their courthouse hearings, handcuffing mothers as their U.S. citizen children cry, and chasing day laborers through Home Depot parking lots. As angry onlookers attempt to shame ICE officers with obscenities and activists try to dox them, officers are retreating further behind masks and tactical gear. As they should. Some of the employees agree that the shift in priorities seems to be driven by the obsession with deportation numbers rather than actually keeping communities safe. They're even waving off actual criminal cases to prioritize whatever this is. One employee even quoted that it's infuriating to them and it's causing them to consider quitting rather to continue arresting gardeners, in their words. Another former employee said morale is in the even those who are gung-ho about the mission aren't happy with how they are asking to execute it. Several officers have been pushed out of leadership roles and other employees have decided to simply quit. An attorney who resigned from their legal department last month also admitted the mission was no longer about protecting the homeland from threats. It's become a contest of how many deportations could be reported to Stephen Miller by December. On top of that, their physical infrastructure is crumbling. It's only built to hold about 41,000 people, and they already have 60,000 people there. So people are sleeping on floors with nowhere to shower. The admin is lying. There is no morale. The ICE agents are miserable too. This isn't me asking you to feel empathy for them because, like, dude, you're still doing the job. But this is me saying that what you're doing is working. Together, slowly but surely, we are breaking them, and I'm sure that if we keep it up, we can have them crumble.
Next, receiving her Bachelor of Science in Biology, Guadalupe Lopez.
Let her walk. This is not right. Shame on you. You from here? Where's here? What country? Was you born here? Was you born here, ma'am? What country was you born in?
Yes, they're wonderful. They come out every year with how much does a Thanksgiving meal cost compared to last year, right? And it always goes up, up, up. It's 40%, 30% more. Is 25% lower than 1 year ago. Isn't that great? That's a big deal, Rima. That's a big deal. I don't know if they care about that in Saudi Arabia, but here it means a lot. We got the princess here from Saudi Arabia. She's got a lot of cash. Serious cash, and she's a great person. So she doesn't care about the price of a turkey is down a little bit, you know, she doesn't have to worry about it.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time, oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen. see.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Testing 1, 2. I forgot to put my watch on. Let's see. See if the sound's coming through. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, it's coming through loud and clear. I forgot to put my watch on, but it is 9:48 a.m. Here in the Pacific time zone. Beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Hope you guys are doing okay this morning. Can you guys believe it's already been a whole year since that shitbag of a president that we have has been, was elected. He hasn't been in office a year, but wow. I'm out of coffee still, and I didn't have time to go down to 7-Eleven and get a coffee. So I'm having my morning Coke. Cheers, everyone. Actually, I like Coke, so I don't mind having a morning Coke with my breakfast. Hello, everybody. I'm not able to scroll all the way to the top. I did see, I think Anna Moore maybe was first. I don't know. It doesn't really matter who's first, but I'm just trying to remember what I saw up there. James Hanamiel, Sandy Foltz with a $2 super chat, an early one before the goal was up. But thank you so much, Sandy. So yippee, going out to Sandy for getting us started with that, and thank you guys for that. So where I'm picking up is where Nick Rich says 20 past the hour, and it's now 9:49. So that was 29 minutes ago. I just ate something. I made a little, I microwaved a Jimmy Dean. It's sort of like this scrambled egg bowl type of a thing. And what I have this toast. I made a really good sourdough toast, and I heated up the Jimmy Dean scrambled egg bowl, and then I put it on in between two slices of toasted buttered sourdough toast and I put a big slice of cheddar cheese on it, and it was really good. It was actually really good. Good little bit. Had bacon and eggs and potatoes and stuff, and so it was like a little breakfast sandwich that I made. So I had that, and then earlier I had an orange juice, in case anyone's wondering. I don't know. And now I'm having my morning Coke in lieu of coffee. I wonder should I sip it like it's coffee? Anyhow, good morning, everybody. Michael McAndrews is already on his second cup. And Michael McAndrews says, "Be right back. I got to go eat something." See, that is me reading the current chat from the phone. I have the most current stuff is right there. But down here on my iPad, if you see my gaze going down to the iPad, I'm at the chat that was 29 minutes ago. So I can kind of go back and forth. Wow, current. Yeah, that's the current. And now I'm it's like I'm walking between the line between the past and the present. Right now, like right here, it's Jolie says, "Sip all you want, just don't slurp. I'll lose my mind." See, that's current. And 29 minutes ago, Twisted Nerd Painting says, "I do too, MJ Daniels, but good morning anyway." And that's a mid-thread. Apparently that was a conversation that's between MJ Daniel. So MJ Daniel apparently is here. So hello, MJ Daniel. Good to see you. Mr. Spock is here. 420 alert. Already lighting up, huh? Wow. Wake and bake. I had a roommate when I was in college. Wake and bake, man. First thing he'd do. He had this fucking like 4-foot tall bong. Maybe it was 3 feet. I don't know. 3 to 4 feet. He's like, wake and bake, Johnny. Wake and bake. I was like, no thanks. Let me eat my Cheerios first, at least. Damon Dog, the big dog, is here. Says Aaron West. I don't see why not. See, I'm already mid-thread, man. Frontline is topical. They work on 2 different pathways, so I don't think they'll interact. See, I'm totally mid-thread. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So that's my. I guess that's on me. That's my bad. That's my bad. Mr. Spock, maybe the roaches got the roaches. Like I said, in the last 3 weeks or so, I've seen 10 bugs, and I haven't seen any in a few days now, probably. So, Damon Dog, he's probably still uploading. YouTube takes forever to upload. Actually, the YouTube upload was very fast. I was editing late. I was editing that little intro. It was like it was 9 a.m. I was still editing. I was still finishing it up. So my bad. You know, sometimes it just happens. Even though I started looking for stuff, I started looking for clips at like, I guess it was around 7:30 my time, 7:30 a.m. By the time I find them and compile them and put them together and then chop them down, clean them up, rope them, tie them, brand them. I don't try to understand them. All that stuff. It just takes time. Anyhow, we have a big blank spot in the wall here, so let's fix that. And I saw this little old meme, and I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it so much, I thought, I'm going to put that on my blank spot, my blank space today. Because, you know, we've had the No Kings March. We've had, you know, all these marches and protests and everything. And people are like, it doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good. They're like, what good does it do? What good does it do? Well, according to this meme, and I think I tend to agree, and I think Tuesday's results kind of back it up. It says, if anyone ever asks you, what's the point of protesting? Show them last night's, or in this case, you know, Tuesday night's voter results. I just totally botched that, didn't I? That's why. Okay, take two. So I thought this meme was appropriate, being how, you know, a lot of people question whether or not protesting makes a difference, if you know, if it does any good. And according to this meme, which I tend to agree with, it says, if anyone ever asks you, what is the point of protesting? Show them last night's voter results. That's why. Cut, print, check the gate. I think that's, you know, it's a part of it. It gets people active and involved. And like the guy from Bend, Oregon, who was driving across the country with his, you know, Trump is a fascist sign, or whatever it was. One of the things I agreed with him was that we got to let people know how we feel. We should show how we feel. We should maybe wear, you know, T-shirts or hats that let people know how we feel politically and how we are against Trump and MAGA. And that stuff kind of rubs off, or you know, it gets infectious. Other people are like, "Hey, me too. I feel that way too," you know. And so, I think we need to keep it up, keep the pressure up, keep protesting, keep marching peacefully. And this type of these messages get you know, more and more out there, and I think it does help lead to greater voter turnout. And like we've been saying for years, when there's a high turnout, that benefits the Democrats. Low turnouts benefit the Republicans. So we should do everything we can to get the highest turnouts voting that we can. And we have to do that between elections. Things like peaceful marches, signs and T-shirts and talking to people. That it all helps. It all helps. Now, when I do have the meme up, it does make it hard for me to see the current chat. So, because I'm looking at it now, and it all blends into the lettering and everything. So I really can't. I just see Owen 1793 is waving and laughing. Hello, Owen. Good to see you. Thanks for being in here. Thanks for laughing and waving. Suzanne, now I'm back to the 29 minutes ago part. Suzanne Forsepi says, in my opinion, we are all being watched and hacked. Have a great day, everyone, and please smash the like button, please. All right, Suzanne, thank you for that. So Aaron is here, says everything's going well. And Jolie is here. I see Jolie here. Says, wow, I went and got breakfast. Thought John would be on by the time I got back, and I wasn't. But I do see Aaron and Jolie are both here, so you know what that means. We are at full mod capacity. Full mod capacity. All right. This is a little thing I do. Thanks, Aaron and Jolie, for being here. I appreciate you. Even though, I was late. Josh C's is here. Always good to see Josh C's in the old driver's lounge. MJ Daniels here. WW made it. W had some chicken soup. Now, normally I would probably make fun of WW for having chicken soup for breakfast, but then it might not be breakfast because it's already noon there. Or when he posted that, it was 11:30. So I guess that's close enough to lunchtime. And then also, since I'm drinking a Coke instead of coffee, who am I to make fun of someone for eating soup for breakfast, although it probably was lunch? Cheers, everyone. Let's see. Nick Rich, here we go with the intro, folks. 9:29. Apparently, that's when I started the intro. Was at 9:29. I remember it well. It seems like only 29 minutes ago. Twisted Nerves are here. Hello, Twisted Nerve. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us. And hope you can just come in and hang out. And I know things are tough for you, and things are tough. Things are going. Things are difficult, and I don't mean to overlook that. Things are hard for you. For a lot of us are going through hard times, but I just hope that maybe coming in and hanging out here, maybe you can take your mind off or something, or you can vent if you want to vent. I don't mind, venting a little bit. That's fine. I understand. I get it. Let's see. Let me skip on down a little bit here. David Dog, they added the now on that banner. Was that that march with like the Trump must go thing or something? MJ Diano says little pee on Mikey Johnson. Ooh, boy, I'm kind of congested. Says things in the U.S. are great, or maybe the opposite of congested. I don't know. Just amazing and great. Really, do I get a pat on the head now, Mr. Trump? That's why I put that little tiny clip in where the guy goes, what did he say? Like Trump would tell Mike, Johnson to eat a stapler, and he's like, I don't know anything about a stapler, and then he would swallow it whole. Anyhow, but about Nick Rich, enough is enough. Suzanne Forsepi, we should all be nice to each other, especially now. Let's be nice to each other, especially now. Nick Rich, iHip News. Yeah, a little clip there with the iHip ladies. Ladies! Suzanne Forsepi says, I'll see you guys later. I have to charge my phone. Take care, everybody. You too, Suzanne. You're probably not here, but you take care and get that phone charged. Get that phone charged up. Like I can go to present time. Owen says, my MAGA coworkers have been salty this week. 2 arguments where I almost quit. Wow. Careful there, Owen. Don't lose your job. This isn't a good time to lose your job. If you got one, keep it. Unless you're just independently wealthy. Anna Moore says, Mike Johnson is running out of words to say about the election results. The voters are mad at the Dems, and this is why we voted blue? Yeah, so that was a rhetorical. Wake up, Mike. Yeah, Mike is awake. I think Mike is fully awake. He's just a lying piece of shit. He's a lying fucking Donald Trump sycophant. Yeah, it has nothing to do with being awake or being asleep. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. So that's why he is complicit. And when all is said and done, he should be dealt with judicially. You know what I mean? Bonnie Malcolm says the princess, a.k.a. entitled B, is kind of a hostage in her own country. I don't know who that was. Bless my little heart. Bless my little soul. I've got this, one of those, what do you call it? Car auction things going on. And they've got a 52 Lincoln. That is not a 52. Okay. Oh, okay. They just changed it. It's an 84 Cadillac Eldorado. There's no bids on it. It looks nice, though. Some of these cars are, you can get them at pretty good deals. Some of these, this 84 Cadillac Eldorado, that looks nice. It'll be interested to see what it goes for. I bet it only goes for like, I bet it only go like for 10 grand or something. I don't know, because it's really clean. V8 engine, automatic transmission, brown leather interior. Oh, current bids up to 7 grand. It's got a cassette stereo, man. Cassette stereo, original floor mats, original manuals, factory blue sheet, car cover, mileage exempt on title. Owner states 49,000, only 49,600 miles. Garage kept. Now it's up to 9,000. I said 10,000, so it might go. It might go over 10,000. Let's just see what it's going to go for. I wonder if I should train. Well, now it's up to 10 grand. This 84 Cadillac Eldorado. I really love it. 11 grand. Now it's at 11. So they broke the $10,000 mark. Okay, I'll keep you updated on that Cadillac. Nick Rich 949. So I'm about 18 minutes or something behind you guys. Twisted Nerves Painting says Michael McAndrews. I think that is a shared response many have from his voice. We are all suffering from abused person syndrome. So I don't know if that was the Trump voice at the very end that you guys were talking about, or the Mike Johnson voice. Probably the Trump voice, right? Debbie Dog, it feels a lot longer than a year. Nick Rich, I prefer tea. I guess I was on. This is when I was already on because I'm talking about drinks and stuff. Jolie says, how did I know you were going to say shitbag? I heard it in my head before you said it. Laugh Mazza. I'm telling you, Jolie, we are on the same wavelength in a lot of things, except for the pineapple on pizza. Other than that, I don't know. I think we're pretty much in line with a lot of our thought process or something. I don't know. Not thought process, but you know what I mean. Dang it. I don't see what that Cadillac went for, because now they got a Volkswagen out there. A 74 Volkswagen Super Beetle. I wonder if they had the. Let me back it. I have to back this up. I got to see what happened to the Cadillac, man. Dang it. Current bid. It was at 11, and then I just saw it go to 10.5. So somehow they backed down the bid. Someone withdrew their bid, maybe. It's hard to say because it goes from the Caddy to the Volkswagen, and it clears the bid out. Look, so it says 10,750. It said 11,000. I swear to God, it said 11,000. Now it's at 10.5. It's going backwards. I didn't know the bids could go backwards. So anyhow, that Cadillac that I like, maybe I said 10,000, and it's probably going to be right around there, a little bit over, I guess. But dang, I wish I had 10 grand. I'd buy that fucking car. Now they got a 97 Chevy pickup truck, $1,500. Not $1,500, but that's the thing. That current bid right to 10 grand for that, and it's not even a club cab. It's just a regular standard cab, and it's already up to 15 grand. That's ridiculous. I'd take the fucking Caddy over that truck. 16 grand. It's already up to for a 97 Chevy pickup standard bed. It's nice. It's clean. 17 grand. It's up to. Fuck no. I would take the Eldorado over that. And I'm a pickup guy. I just don't like the standard cab. I'd rather have a club cab or whatever you call it. Cloth seats. Are you kidding me? It does have custom paint. I see the stripes. It's got a racing stripe on the hood. So 5.7 liter V8 engine, 4-speed automatic, 2-door standard cab. That's kind of a, that's kind of a deal breaker for me. Ooh, a 93 Chevy Camaro Z28, black one. That's got to go more than that pickup did. Right? It's got 6-way power seats. It's got a Delco Bose AM/FM CD stereo, I think. Did it say CD? Current bid starts off at 10 grand for this puppy. It's got cruise control. 17.5. And I think 20, yeah, so it's already past the truck. 22.5. It still had something fixed to the window. 93. It says 93 actual miles. Sold new at Dobler Chevy in Hempstead, New York. Kept in climate-controlled storage. It has It was a 93 Chevy Camaro Z28 kept and stored in a climate-controlled storage. It only has 93 fucking miles on it. Current bid 25 grand. I'm telling you that they say the average price of a new car now is at 50,000. I think I'd rather buy this Chevy Camaro for 25 grand. It's got 93 miles on it. It's been stored better than I've been stored. It has the original Goodyear tires on it, which I guess are good if it's been stored in a climate-controlled thing. Storage. And look, I mean, they look like they're rolling. You might want to change those out though, just in case. 6-way power seats. Look at that. 93 Chevy Camaro Z28, 93 fucking miles on it. Been sitting in storage for now. It's up to 26 grand. If I had the choice between buying a brand new car for 50 grand or buying this for 26, I would buy this. Ooh, another one. An 87 Chevy Camaro IROC Z. An IROC Z. Oh my gosh, it's nice. It's a red one. I almost feel like I should turn the camera around so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent with the cars. I guess I'm a car guy. I'm a classic car guy. Anyhow, Damon Dog, I'm still on my first cup of coffee. Of course, this is 28 minutes ago or whatever. So, yeah, Michael was on his second cup. Sandy Foltz is here. You like Coke better than Pepsi? I've always considered myself more of a Pepsi guy, actually. But I have nothing. I have nothing wrong against Coke. When it comes to the taste and the product, as far as the companies, you guys will go. Well, I'm just waiting for someone to drop something in the chat like Coke or Nazis or something, or Pepsi's or fascist. I don't know about their politics of their CEOs and shit like that. But as far as the taste and the product, I like both of them very much, and I like Pepsi. I think better. I bought Coke because I guess I'm a cheapskate. I don't know. It was $1 cheaper to buy a 12-pack. It was $1 cheaper, so I went with the Coke. That's good. Oh man, now this 87 IROC Z is up to 35 grand. Yeah. I love it that it has a factory AM/FM radio with a CD player. Man, those CD players in '87, it was probably just a single CD, right? And then you had if you wanted to play like multiple, then you'd have to get the CD changer and put it in your trunk. You know, remember that? Now here's a '94 Chevy Silverado pickup. Again, it's just a standard cab. It's nice. It's really nice. It's got the V8 TriStar engine. Starting off at 10 grand right off the bat. Boom. Black paint, cowl hood, chrome wheels, 355 CID V8 TriStar engine. Were the TriStars the ones that they were complaining about? It has a lift kit in it. Yeah, you can see it's slightly lifted, so it looks nice. It's not like a monster truck. It's got like a 3-inch lift kit. Looks like. Yeah, it looks nice. It's up to 16 grand already. I just don't, I just would rather have a club cab or whatever instead of a standard cab. Anyhow, let's go back to the chat. I'll never get through this. Anamore says that breakfast sandwich sounds good, TJ. Those Jimmy Dean bowls are really good. Yeah, I like them. I've been getting the Jimmy Dean like the sandwiches, the breakfast sandwiches, and then yesterday I went and bought a bowl. I was at 7-Eleven, and I knew I was going to want something because I need to do some shopping. So yeah, I got the Jimmy Dean thing, and they're pretty good. And I made it was good on the sandwich and everything else. Yeah. Owen says, "What's up? Y'all been gaming a bunch after? Well, wait, y'all been gaming a bunch after work and not doing politics as much. I guess you have. I don't know. I don't think we have. But it feels good to see my vote in Virginia counted. Let's go blue. Well, your vote always counts. Just because if sometimes the person you voted for lost, it just means that not enough of you voted for it, but it still counted. Hopefully. Oh, now they got a '92 Ford Bronco Custom. Oh, nice. It's sort of like a seafoam green. Seafoam green. I love it with the white top and like the cover, the top and the back. Wow. What's the starting bid going to be at for this one? '92 Ford Bronco Custom. It's beautiful. 8,000 starts at 8. That's already up to 11. It went from 8. Now it's at 12. It's going 13. It's a beautiful, beautiful Bronco. I had a Bronco. Damn it. I hate myself for all the cars that I've gone through, and now I don't have a car. I had a '94 Bronco. And it wasn't as beautiful as this, though, because mine was brown. It's kind of an ugly brown, but man, I wish I still had my Bronco, even though that fucking thing only got like 8 miles a gallon. Or maybe it got. It might have busted 10. I might have got 10, maybe. I don't know. Horrible gas mileage, but it was a beast. It was 4-wheel drive. It was nice. Anyhow, it's up to 22 grand on that Bronco. I'm telling you, I think I would buy that over those new Broncos. Some of the big, because they have the Broncos out now. They have like a big one, because they have a couple different models. Some are smaller, but I think that big one is almost like $100 grand, and that's ridiculous. Who has $100,000? I would rather spend. Well, I don't know what the closed out at $26,000 on that fucking 92 than $100 grand on a new one. And I heard that the new ones are crap. That these aluminum block engines are just like blowing up and shit. Anyhow, here's a 96 Chevy S10 Blazer. Ooh, it's nice. They're all nice because they're all like super kept up and everything. But 96 Chevy S10 Blazer. So that's the small one. It's just a 2-door, I think. It's starting at $5 grand. Look at that, $5,000, guys. Look here. I'm gonna. Since we're doing this, I guess we're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing cars today, folks. Sometimes it's pineapple pizza. Sometimes it's pot and bugs and shit. Today, we're talking cars. Look at that beautiful fucking Chevy Blazer. What's it up to? $8,500, man. $8,500. Can you believe that? I'd rather have that for $8,500 than anything that's brand new. That's going to be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Fuck you. I'll take this little baby right here. $8,500, man. Look at that. Chevy S10 Blazer. All right. Mr. Spock, TJ's doing the time warp again. Alton Gillespie's here. Hey, Alton, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Now, I think I might have to shrink this down a little bit so it's not covering my beautiful face. Let's see, who else we got in here? We got, oh, look at this little, is that a Prowler? What is that? Yep, that's a Prowler. I don't really like the Prowlers, actually. I'm not really into that style of vehicle. But, you know, it's a nice car. What's up to 10 grand? Barney Balcom, I'm going to bust out a frozen mac and beef. Toss in some veggies for dinner. Sounds good. That sounds good. Sandy Foltz says, I had a cheese omelet. Very nice. Very nice. David Dog says, Aaron West, I've been thinking about going back to Factor Meals. I wish they would have bigger portions of veggies. I don't know why they skimp on veggies. I tried Factor. I did it for 1 week, and I don't know. I wasn't really that impressed with it. I don't know. So I didn't keep up with it. I think that's the only, you know, what do you call it, meal service or whatever you call it, that I've ever personally tried for myself. For a while, when I was out on the road, and my kids were like in college, and I remember I was sending them. What's the other one? One of the main ones that were first. What's it called? Well, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. And I remember I had set up to have deliveries for them for about probably like a year or so, or a couple of years. I was doing that, but I never ate any because they were just shipped to where they were living at the time. Because I just wanted to make sure they had some food. They at least had that, you know, when they were at college and stuff. MJ Daniel, I used to do that too. Too old for shit like that now. Just smoke before bed. What, the wake and bake thing? Yeah, I guess so. What's up there now? There's a Chrysler 300, $7 grand. I'm not sure if I trust Chrysler products, but it looks like it's been well taken care of. It's got a Hemi in it. Yeah, it's got a fucking Hemi in it. So $7 grand. I think I would I'd rather take a chance on that than that Chrysler for $7 grand than dish out 50 grand for some fucking piece of crap they're putting out now. Oh, it says, I hate voice to text. I didn't think my accent was that bad, but I guess it is. Twisted Nerve says, I like the bong still in a nice glass pipe, but lately I've been really enjoying the dab rig. Oh, it says, I can't wait till he reads them, and I feel like an idiot. I did skip down. I may have skipped the worst ones, the worst that you're worried about. DBD 5844 says, has anyone seen the Nazi fascist white nationalist regime of pedophiles is suing California for passage of Prop 50? I did see that, by the way. They claim it was unlawful and unjust. I say fuck off. I'm pretty sure Gavin Newsom and everyone else associated with that was pretty smart. They probably anticipated that they would do that. I'm fairly confident that they crossed all their T's, dotted all their I's, and that they'll probably withstand any challenges like that in court. Hopefully, right? I'm hopeful. David Nutt says, Owen, I love the tall bongs, but they don't fit in my curio cabinets. I have one tall bong that comes in sections so I can fit it. It's the Dragon Bong. It's one of my shorts. Michael McAndrew says Republicans don't work well with democracy. Yeah. Jolie says, it's good to take a break. Our politics are mentally exhausting. Nice to have a vote that makes a difference. Mine hasn't mattered since Obama 2008. But stay at it, Jolie. You keep at it. You know, I know you will. I know you will. You know, don't let all them MAGAs around you get you down. Just stay strong. What's in there? A vet now? What is this? Oh, a vet. 2011 for 32 grand. So you could probably get a good deal on a really nice Corvette instead of paying over 100,000 now. The new Corvettes they're probably I don't even know 150,000 or something. Anyhow, Twisted Nurse Painting says hello there. DPD, not a shock, but they would try to hold it up in court somehow. Like I said, I'm hopeful that Newsom and everyone else anticipated that, and they're ready for that challenge, and they'll meet the challenge. All right, skipping down a little bit. Bonnie Balcom says it's laundry day, so I get to hang out with I lost my place. It's laundry day, so I get to hang out in a creepy basement with the spiders and centipedes. That does not sound like fun. I think I would just put the laundry in and go back up to out of the basement there. And just come back every 20 minutes to check on the laundry or whatever. Sonny Fultz, you're doing soda in the morning. Yeah, apparently you didn't listen earlier. You weren't on earlier when I talked about I'm out of coffee and I didn't have time to go get coffee. And so I'm having a Coke. And a smile. A Coke and a smile, right? Isn't that the deal? What's there? Another Volkswagen? Oh, it's a Porsche. Oh, it's a replica. It's a replica for $36,500. I wonder what a real one would be. Anamore says, I truly believe that folks are tired of listening to the president spewing lies as they see him frantically profit while the rest of us are broke. Yeah, that whole thing with the Great Gatsby themed dinner, basically just rubbing it in our faces. I mean, it's blatant how much they don't care. They don't give a fuck that we're starving. And even those of us that aren't on SNAP, our grocery prices are skyrocketing. just since he took office. And we're losing our health care. People are going to lose their health care because the premiums are shooting up, all under Trump's watch. And he does not give a fuck. He does not give a flying fuck. And he rubs it in our face with this Great Gatsby fucking themed dinner party, whatever the fuck. And then they wonder why we had the turnout and the results that we got on Tuesday. And if they really don't know why, then they truly are stupid, and they are truly fucked, and they are going to get steamrolled on in a year from now, at the midterm congressional elections. Okay, skipping down somewhat. So, Owen says, I'm putting up with the vulgar, violent bigotry at work. Oh, I'm not putting up with the vulgar, violent bigotry. Yeah, I mean, Zach, I mean, I'm not telling you to put up with that kind of shit, but also don't get fired. You know, you can stand your ground and you can make an argument and or whatever, but you know, just don't get in a fist fight with somebody and then lose your job. Or you know, Roxanne79 is here. Hey, Roxanne is here. So howdy TJ and loungers. I'm feeling so much better today. My meds are getting filled now after 24 hours of issues and 4 calls to my doctor and pharmacy. My focus is back. Yippee. Just had to share. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better and you got that shit worked out. That's got to be frustrating. It's got to be really, really frustrating. Susie Jones talking about pharmacies. Susie Jones says, I'm on the way to the pharmacy, but I'm listening. Hi, everyone. Hello, Susie. I hope your encounter with the pharmacy goes better than Roxanne's did. At first, anyhow. All right, skipping down somewhat. So this must be when I sneezed because Jolie says, bless you, John. So thank you, Jolie. And DPD said, bless you also. So thank you, DPD. Roxanne is saying hello. Michael McAndrews says, Owen 11793. Sometimes you have to let your coworkers grow up on their own. Twisted Nerd says, Bonnie Malcolm, you know, that might be therapeutic in a way, actually. When Buddhists meditate, upon releasing pain, it is taught that one should dive into the heart of the furnace and embrace the pain. Sunny folks, bless you. Thank you. That was for the sneeze. Hey, Belfast Bob Voltaire is here all the way from Ireland. Hello, Belfast Bob. Good to see you. I was trying somehow to get a little bit of an Irish thing going there, and I kind of gave up, I think, mid sentence. Let's see. Roxanne 79 says, Cindy Foltz, hello, hon. Jen is still suffering from his cold, plus he's been helping me get through my medicine debacle. He's usually listening, though. Twist Nerve says, Trucker John, it was Trump's voice we were speaking of. I have been reading and listening to some of Dr. Bandy Lee's work lately, and she mentioned how we all collectively are suffering from it. There is definitely this visceral reaction. Is that the word, visceral? When I just seeing him, hearing him, it's and then of course the righties will say that I have Trump derangement syndrome, to which I say, you're goddamn right I do. Look at this Eldorado, a 67 Eldorado, current bid, 11,000. I would tool around in that. Look at that, 12,000. AM/FM radio doesn't even have a cassette at that point. Maybe an 8-track would be more appropriate. Got the big V8 engine, power windows, power steering, power brakes, AC, new interior, Vogue tires. Got tilt steering wheel, which is nice. First year of front wheel. What's that mean? First year of front wheel. Up to 14,000, 15,000. Yeah, I'd rather have that than a new car. But for $50,000. Jolie says, I can't wait till we never have to hear that stupid orange shitbag's voice again. That day can't come soon enough. Absolutely. I can't wait till he joins Dick Cheney, actually. Damn it, I'm out of Coke. So I can either go get another Coke or switch to agua. Guess I'll switch to agua. Roxanne says, I hear all new cars start at $50,000. That's crazy. Well, that's the average price. I think they said that's the average new car price is $50,000. So there's still cheaper cars, but for smaller cars and stuff. But I think the average price is $50,000, which is crazy. And Roxanne says that's crazy. My Mustang was like $36K in 2006. Well, I mean that was that's almost 20 years ago, but. DPD 5844 says, I don't know about buying an 1884 car. I would think the parts would be awfully expensive to repair. That could be an issue. That could be an issue, I guess. Just Nerve says, almost anyway, many are having physical responses to the constant abuse from the regime and its leader, and now the whole GOP. And maybe I like looking at these type of things because it's like a nice distraction from this whole Donald Trump shit. 84 Mercedes. Now I know that might be expensive to get parts. $7,500. Nice little 380 SL, man. $7,500. I mean, maybe there's a trade-off. Kind of a cheap price. Parts and maintenance might be expensive. How does that balance out? I guess you got to figure all that shit out. But now I'm going to pass on this little thing. Some of you guys might love that. I don't really love this. It looks like a golf cart. It's undergoing a jolly conversion. I mean, I could see giving people rides in that on the strip, though. But yeah, I don't even. I'm just wondering what it's going to go for. I bet it's like $3,000 or something. No one's even bidding on it. It's not even. No one really wants it. But I could totally $5,000. I could totally see doing like rides, like ride share or ride on Vegas for that. $10,000? What the fuck? It went up to $10,000? That's that. Okay, I'm out. I'm out on the Fiat, or no, it wasn't the Fiat. Oh, here's another one. Right, that's a different one. Wow, there's two. Yeah, I'm out at $14,000. I'm out. Even if I had the money, I would not buy it for that. Let's see. Anamore says, I turn down the volume on my TV every time he speaks. Bonnie Balcom, yes, we're all being held hostage again. I'm too old for this shit. David Dog says, Sandy Foltz, you ran. Okay, I'm not going to get into the beefs, little personal beefs there. Bonnie Balcom says, remember the good old days when Obama would give a speech on TV? I was proud to be an American. I do remember that. I remember listening. I think I listened to more of them because I was driving my truck a lot then, and I remember listening to Obama speeches on the radio, and I would be driving down the road tearing up. The man would make me tear up, just out of, I don't know, pride or out of joy or something. It wasn't really sadness. It was just, he made me feel so hopeful. He was the hope and change guy. Anwar says Camaro Z28 is a classic. That's a good deal. Yeah, that was a good deal on that one. Mr. Spock, ask Paul Walker. Mr. Spock, tires have an expiration date. Well, they do, but that one was in a climate controlled storage. maybe that made a difference. But like I said, I'd probably change them out just to play it safe. You know, and the car only had 96 miles on it, so there was really no mileage on those tires, and they were in climate controlled, so it wasn't like I didn't look like there was tire rot on it, but maybe there was. These little Fiat things, 18,000. I'm sorry, I'm out. But Paul Walker, a friend of his, came by to where Paul Walker was at in Valencia there, and in what were they driving, a Porsche or a Ferrari or something? And he said, "Hey, get in, man. Check out my new ride. Let's go take it for a spin." And so the guy's hot rodding around, and they wrecked and and burned alive in that car. I don't know. I never heard that it had anything to do with the tires, but I just heard it was about excessive speed, and the guy apparently not knowing how to go around a corner or something at high speed. But maybe it was the tires that went out. Maybe that was what it was, and I overlooked that part of the story. William says Coke donates to Trump. Okay, that was the deal. Okay. I knew it was coming. I knew something was coming. I knew I was gonna be shamed. I knew I was gonna be shamed for drinking Coke. There it is. Thank you, William. Josh C says I bought a '91 Chevy G20 van for $5,000 a couple years ago. Look, here's a Mustang. Now, these aren't my favorite body styles and body years, but if you got a clean one like this, that's really nice, 25 grand. It's a Cobra convertible. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful car. Like I said, it's not my favorite. These aren't my favorite body styles, but I think it's beautiful. 5-speed manual. It's got the 5.0 liter. 25th anniversary package. And now here's another one. This is a Firebird now, but a 94 Firebird. Oh, this is the 25th anniversary for the Firebird, not the Mustang. It switched just as I was reading it. So it's got AC, body color molding, white wheels. That looks very nice. I wonder what that's going to go for. I'm going to say 12 grand. Let's start off at 5. I bet it's going to stop at about 12. It's up to 7 right now. Damon Dog says parts are cheap for older cars. I have a friend that refuses to get a new car because he can get parts at junkyards. Yeah, you can do that. You can go pick up parts and all that kind of stuff. Some would be easier than others. The Mercedes might be a little bit harder than that. What was the other one we were talking about? So it's up to 11. What did I say? At 12? Here's 12. I figured it might top out around 12. There's 13. Very nice, beautiful car. Now, of course, it's basically a 2-seater. I mean, there's a little seat back there. Maybe your little kids could fit in it. But it's, for all intents and purposes, 13.5. Basically a 2-seater, so you got to take that into consideration too. Sandy Foltz, I like Pepsi. My son likes Coke. I am more of a Pepsi person, but it's not like I hate Coke, apparently, obviously. DPD says, yeah, Coke is down with the orange pedophile. I wonder if they flew down Epstein Island. Oh, who am I kidding? Here's a Chevy Corvette, an 89. An 89 Corvette. I bet that's going to go out the door for around 30 grand, maybe. When I say out the door, I just mean the last bid that we're going to see. 5.7 liter V8 engine. It only has 26,000 actual miles on it, 24,000. Starting bid 3,000. That's a low starting bid. It might not even go as high as I thought. It might only go to like 15 or 16,000 or something. One of 400 with saddlecloth interior. Look at that. 6,000. What a deal. An 89 Corvette, and it looks beautiful. It has low mileage. Now, again, these are sports cars, 2-seaters, basically. I mean, I think it probably has a little seat in the back. But maybe you could put your little Shih Tzu in the back. I could put my Shih Tzu in the back. 9 grand. Look at that. I'm always amazed at some of these prices. It just seems like They seem kind of good, like good deals to me. Belfast Bob says 100 grand. FS, I could buy an island with that. DVD 5844 says a UPS plane crashed in Kentucky, killing 12 passengers. Please do not fly people at this time. I did see that, the fiery wreck. 9,000. See, it's not even going to get to 13 or whatever. $9,500 for that beautiful Corvette. And yeah, it's like the engine fell off, and it was a 30-year-old plane, and it had been in maintenance most of the month. It was on its third flight that day, and it was a fire wreck. 12 people died. They said at least one child was killed. Danny Pomeroy says the lying is, look at 9,500. It's not even going to break 10,000. The lying is at an all-time high. Everybody from Republicans in Congress to Fox Entertainment Center, it's all a team in lying to Americans to save themselves. $3K in feeding SNAP programs, disgraceful vote. It is disgraceful. Look, this is a nice Mercedes Benz. That's beautiful. Look at that color. I love that color. It's beautiful. 2001. It's got a V8 engine in it. It's got a 5.0 V8 engine. It's like it's starting off at $3,000. Previous title branded. It's basically like a fucking like a Mustang 5.0, you know, in a Mercedes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now I could definitely get behind that. It's 4-door, $5,000. Man, I would definitely buy that over anything new. 5,000? Can you believe that? I mean, it's a 2001, so it's 24 years old. But it's in immaculate condition. Let's see. David Weiss from Denver says, TJ, I have a 96 F250 XLT 460 gas V8 4x4 with manual transmission, 132,000 miles on it, runs great, sucks gas. I'm afraid to sell it because it's handy. Then don't sell it. Keep it. It's handy. Now, if that's your daily driver, your daily commuter, then that would be maybe a problem because you're probably spending more in gas than you are making at your job. But if it's a handy thing to have around and it's not costing you too much, I mean, I know insurance and stuff like that, but just keep that baby. It sounds like a great truck. Belfast Bob says, hi, Mad Mac. Celtic not doing well, brother. I always want to say Celtic because of the Boston Celtics, but I think it's, in any other context, I think it's Celtic, maybe? I could be wrong. David Dog says, Belfast Bob, my stepdad that raised me was second generation Irish. He was a Riley. Oh. Not O'Reilly. Paul Sharkey Mannion from across the pond is here. Hey, Paul Sharkey, good to see you. We're just checking out some... I had a Ford Galaxy. Mine wasn't a convertible, though. I had a 65 Ford Galaxy. Same color, but I didn't have a convertible. I wish mine was a convertible. 10.5. I bought mine for $500. I bought it used in 1981. I bought it. I think it was 80 or 81. I think I bought it for $500, and it was in great shape. Oh, they just went right on to the next one. But the Chevy Silverado, that one there has the club cab or whatever you call it. So I like that. I would prefer that than those standard cabs. These trucks, they go expensive. I bet you this is going to be, 20 grand at the end. It only has 36,000 actual miles on it. for a 20-year-old car, 36,000 miles. That's pretty good. It's a beautiful truck. That's a nice truck. That's a nice truck. Jolie says, I only like used cars that way. If they get dinged, who cares? No car payment and cheap insurance. What's not to love about that? Catherine Real Hell Talks here. Hey, Catherine, good to see you. So hello to you. Hello. Roxanne 79 says, my grandpa was an engineer at Chrysler till he retired. He's in heaven now, but he taught my mom everything about cars and planes, and he had a yellow Piper Cub single engine. I love that plane. Nice. That's nice. Belfast Spa, 100% Jolie. I've never bought a new one in my life. I've had a couple new ones, but usually I'm usually with used cars. I've had a couple new ones. 19,000. What did I say? 20,000. So it's gonna probably hit at least 20,000. I bet. 19.5. It's just look. It's just toying with me. Sharky says my first car was a Ford Anglia. It was 17 years old when I paid, I guess, 60 pounds for it in 1979. 60 pounds? I don't know what that is in dollars, but it sounds extremely cheap. Nick Rich, e-vehicles don't get enough hype. 20,000. I said I would get 20,000. Catherine Realtop says, breaking news, man collapsed during Oval Office event. Ooh. Who was the man? Was he orange? Was it an orange man? 20,250. Roxanne 79 says, how much is a dab rig? Is it like $200? I don't know anything about dabs. I don't know anything about the dabbings and the dabs and the dabs. WW's here says, I buy 20-ounce carts. High test, lasts forever. Mostly use it for pain, but it does keep me sleepy. I guess we're talking about more vaping stuff. I don't do vape talk. Here's another Chevy Silverado, a 2000. It says rare crew cab, 7.4 liter four-wheel drive dually. Oh, the big dually. Those are good if you're gonna haul a trailer or something, I guess, right? Let's see. Christina, Sun Ghost Squad is here. Hey, Christina, good to see you. Petrazi 1920 is here. Hey, Petrazi, good to see you in here as well. Thanks for coming on in. We're just looking at a car auction for some reason. Barney Balcom says JFK hauled ass when that guy collapsed. Oh, what? He didn't try to do CPR or something? WW says, just got a new baby in the family. Sent a good chunk of my car fund to my nieces and nephews. Well, that was nice of you. So this Chevy's up to 16.5. And it's got the big four-door cab, crew cab. 16.5 for 2,000. That's a pretty good deal, you know. Those are good, I guess, if you're going to haul a fifth wheel, or maybe if you're working on a ranch or something. I don't know. Sold new in California, clean Carfax. 16.5. So if you're looking for a truck, that's a hell of a deal compared to the prices for the new ones, you know. WW says, I have sheets in the dryer. Thanks, Jolie. I'll see him at Thanksgiving. I guess the baby. The baby. Gonna go see the baby. David Dog says, WW, I co-signed for a new car for my niece, and my score went from 812 to 730. That's crazy. I don't understand why. That is a big drop. But it'll build up soon. It'll build back up again. Christina at Sun Ghost Squad says, went to the food pantry today, got some shelf-stable 1% milk and a few other things so I can at least have coffee and peanut butter, but no bread. Yeah, that sucks, because now you're just going to be scooping the peanut butter out with your finger, and that's because that's what I do. Anyhow. DVD. Oh, here's a nice truck. 72 Chevy. I had one of those also. Look at 14 grand. I bought one for. I had one. I paid a couple grand for it, and then I put about 10 grand into it. I put a whole new motor in it and all kinds of shit. DBD 5844 says the orange pedophile is ready to attack the country of Nigeria because the country is persecuting those pesky Christians. Keep in mind, Nigeria has unlimited resources of natural gas and oil and gold. So there's that to think about. Barney Balco says, darn, no bread for the peanut butter. Yeah, that sucks. Maybe go buy, I know money's tight, but maybe go buy even just a box of saltine crackers, and sometimes I'll make a little snack tray, and I'll put peanut butter and jelly on the crackers. I'll get a plate, and I can fit 8 crackers on a plate usually, on the paper plate or something, and I'll smear some peanut butter, and then I'll just sort of get a little spoonful of jelly on each one, and it's like my little snack as I'm watching a game or watching TV. So that's my little snacky snack. Here's a Ford Courier 1980. Look at that little tiny cab, 8,000. But look at that. That's so clean. So clean. Twisted Nerve says, yes, John, you are right on there. Everyone will see higher food prices, even if they don't collect SNAP. That lost funding to grocery stores will help raise the prices of all food. Yeah, the SNAP program was a boon for grocery stores and for farmers and stuff. That some of the food they were growing was going to that, and then the stores, everyone would just go to the store. They would use their SNAP benefits, and so the stores were benefiting. It was like really a good win-win situation. But Trump and assholes like Elon Musk, they don't see it that way. A Maserati. Look at that little Maserati convertible. Look at that beautiful interior. Wow. Beautiful car. Christina Sutton says, right, Bonnie, it's just so strange to me. I guess we're having spoonfuls of peanut butter. Like I said, maybe you can go get a box of saltines. They're not too much, $2 or $3 maybe, and you might not have jelly, but you can at least put the peanut butter on it. It gives you a little something besides just scooping it out, with your finger, like I do sometimes. Let's see. Nick Rich 1031. So I'm really behind. I'm over a half an hour behind in the chat because I'm getting so distracted with this car show. There's the Maserati, 22,000, brand new. I bet you that car was 80,000 or something in 2013. I wonder what that went for. I bet you that went for like 80 or 90 grand or maybe more. Roxanne says, Anna Moore, well, almost. They're feeling it now. Okay. Oh, Roxanne was talking about the problems she had with her getting her meds, but she's got her meds now, so that's good. Kind of skip it down a little bit. DPD says, Lord have mercy. Am I relieved that I am retired because I could not tolerate asswipe spewing bullshit about the orange pedophile? It would not have been pretty for coworkers. Not me. WW, this is not a drive around car. Jolie says, John just vogued. Yeah, I was voguing because it was a Vogue car thingy. Belfast, is that the Starsky and Hutch mobile? No, that was not. There was no Starsky and Hutches. The Starsky and Hutch is the Gran Torino, right? Isn't that a Gran Torino? I believe. There was no Gran Torinos on here. Ford Mustang GT 2013. Curb at 24,000, man. That's expensive. But those are just hot cars. This is one of my favorite cars right here. I love that. It's got Stage 3 supercharged package. It's the supercharged package. 86,000 miles. Oh, well. I didn't even see the bid on it. Here's another Bronco. This is a 78 Bronco. Anyhow, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is probably, you guys probably are hating this. W7 miles a gallon. Yeah, some of those Broncos and shit, trucks, horrible gas mileage. Marty Balco reacts so negatively against Trump because he's evil. He's dumb, but he's evil, yeah. Mad Max says, I have the car auctions on our big screen when we're not using the conference room. Get to see a lot of cool cars to drool over. Yeah, that's basically it. Just drooling over them. Christina's son Goswell says, also 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, Damon, because I watched the 21st Century Suffragettes and then I have to eat. Quite. Christina's gone tonight. Okay, that's right, guys. I'm sort of mid-thread on this. Christina and Sun Go Squad will be going on tonight. I guess 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be later after 21st Century Suffragettes. So those are some good shows to watch. Check out the 21st Century Suffragettes on later this afternoon. And Christina will come on tonight. You guys should check her out. Very entertaining, very fun show right here on YouTube. WW says it has to do with Mitt Romney. Corporations are people, but they are heartless people. No, corporations aren't people, by the way. They might be made up of people. I've always said corporations are made up of people, but that doesn't make a corporation a person. Jolie says tea tastes like dirty water to me. WW. I like some good. I like a tea every now and then. Yeah, I like it, but of course I got to put cream and sugar in it, just like coffee. Although there are some coffees that a lot of times I do put cream and sugar usually, but a lot of times I will just drink it first without the cream and sugar, and sometimes it could be so good that I won't even put cream and sugar in it. If you can get a really good cup of coffee. There's a 78 Ford Bronco. It's not even in there. Reserve off. $70,000 motherfucking dollars? What made this one so great? Those other ones were going for 15 or whatever. Mad Mac, I love to see the Lucille Mustangs. Lucille! I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Lucille Mustangs. I don't believe I am familiar with those. David Weiss in Denver says the new Cadillac Celestiq luxury EV is $400,000. Why even bother? Why even bother making it? Who's going to buy a $400,000 fucking Cadillac EV? No one's going to buy that. No one's going to fucking buy that. Maybe one fucking asshole, some rich asshole. Just to put, fucking, what's his face will buy it. The guy that has all the cars. What's his face? Jay Leno. He'll fucking buy it. That's the only motherfucker in the whole fucking country that's going to buy that fucking car. WW, I love my Earl Grey. I had Earl Grey the other day, but I had iced tea. I went to Whole Foods the other day. It was when I was going to the movie theater, and there was a Whole Foods by, and I was thirsty because I had been taking the bus. I went and saw the Bruce movie the other day, by the way. And so there was a Whole Foods, and I went in there because they have a little place where you can get drinks. I didn't go shopping. I just went and got drinks. And I just go, this give me a large iced tea. And I didn't think ordering an iced tea would be so difficult, but it was like, she's like, okay, so what kind do you want? And I go, just iced tea, regular iced tea. And then she's like, well, do you want like green or black or I don't know, purple or whatever? I don't know. So I'm like, well, just whatever, just what is it, the normal thing that people have iced tea? What's a normal iced tea? And she goes, well, it just depends on what you want. And I go, well, so black, is that what it usually is black? And she goes, yeah, I guess. And so I go, give me black. And then she's like, so I'm waiting, but then I don't know, she was doing something. And she's like, okay, so which one do you want or something? And I'm like, what do you mean, which one? And then she's like naming off these different things. And then she said Earl Grey, and that's the only thing I recognized. So I was like, oh, give me the Earl Grey. So apparently, I guess they had to make like a hot tea with the Earl Grey, and then they had to I don't know if it was hot. But then, she gave it to me iced, with ice, crushed ice. And she said, take a taste and see what you think. So I took a little taste, and it was really good. That was with no cream, no sugar. Well, I wouldn't put cream in it for iced tea, but that was just, and I thought it was really good. And it was Earl Grey iced tea that she made. And then, so that's my Earl Grey story. Thank you. Here's a Ranchero, 57 Ranchero. That is gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. 15,000. That seems like an incredibly good price. 16,000. It's got a 292 CA V8 engine, 3-speed manual transmission, American mag wheels, bumper guards, V-bar on the front bumper. I would absolutely love this car. 17,000. I bet you it's not going to go over 20. For a beautiful 57 Ranchero. I had a 59 El Camino in high school that I wish I fucking still had. Out of all the cars that I've owned in my lifetime, I wish I had that 59 El Camino. Sandy Phillips, you need to order some more. I know, I need, you're right. I need to order some groceries. Maybe I'll do it right after the show. Twisted Nerve says, art is indeed a distraction from it all, John, and I see a beautiful old car like that as art. I can see where one can get lost watching all those gorgeous cars. I know, I could watch this all day. Look at this one, a 47 Ford Deluxe. My dad would, in fact, one of the, well, maybe not last pictures, but one of the pictures of my dad is at a car show, and I think it was this same type of car. My dad would love that fucking car. Look at that. What's this one going to go for? Flathead V8, three-speed manual transmission, 2-barrel carb. So I bet you the mileage isn't too horrible on it, even though it's a V8, it's a flathead V8, 2-barrel carb. I wouldn't be surprised if on the highway, if you could get like 20 or 25 or maybe even close to 30 miles a gallon on the highway. I bet you. Around town, it probably sucks. You probably, 14, 15 miles a gallon. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I bet you it gets at least 25 on the highway. Look at that. Beautiful little seat in the back. That's a beautiful car. Gorgeous. $6,000? Are you kidding me? $6,500? No, this cannot be right. That can't be right. $7,000? I mean, that seems so cheap for this beautiful car. And I'm assuming they run. I know they're pushing them, but I'm thinking it's indoors and they don't want to start the cars up, or maybe they don't keep gassing them and stuff. I don't know, but I'm assuming they run. They don't really say anything about the running condition of them. So what happens when you assume? You assume. But assuming that they run, that's a fucking amazing price. Even $8,200. If it goes for under 10 grand, I mean, I've seen people try to sell these things on the street that don't even look half as good as this for like, 20, 30 grand. That is a beautiful car. I would buy that car and then ship it to heaven for my dad. WW, it's a real car. I guess that you were talking probably about that one that looked funky that I said would be good for rideshare on Vegas on the Strip. Mad Mac Fiat, fix it again, Tony. Here's a Ford Thunderbird. Look at that with a little port window. That's a 2004. Beautiful paint job. Keyless remote. It has keyless remote. Yeah, the one that they're pushing. They've been pushing all of them. I guess they just don't start them up, but they might not even keep gassing them. Maybe. WW could do Uber in the rain. You can always do Uber in the rain. All right, I'm skipping down. I know I'm 45 minutes behind probably. WW says you have to put the vehicle on blocks and keep the tires in air conditioning if you want to keep it cherry. Now, that one vehicle that was in the air-conditioned storage and it only had 96 miles on it, and it was what year was that one? 90 something. I don't know if they had it on blocks with the tires off. I don't know. Belfast Bob says, I only started drinking coffee 10 years ago. Sadie Foltz says, I'm drinking hot tea. Roxanne says, I heard Dinky put up a gold leaf sign on the White House. Tacky SOB. Well, I saw that. Was it, it might have been the I Had It gals. I've had it go. Where someone was talking about, or maybe it was the Minority Report, but how they're putting up these little signs. They're just paper signs that says this is the Oval Office, the one that they showed. That people are they're taping them up because, and their theory is that Trump's brain is so fucking gone because of his dementia and his strokes and all this kind of shit that that he's lost. He doesn't even know where he's at, and so they're putting these signs up so he can figure out where he's at. That's the theory that I heard last night. That all through the White House, they're just taping up signs that says this is the Oval Office and this is the whatever office and this is the hallway or whatever. This is the bathroom. This is where the East Wing used to be or whatever. Because he's so far gone. That's what our president is totally his brain is just mush. Apparently. Now here's a 47 Chevy 3100 got the flatbed. Then that's what they used to use, the farmers, when they were baling hay and shit, or tossing hay out in the fields, tossing the bales out for the cows and shit like that. So that's kind of cool if you have a ranch or something, I guess. WW says, I had a rear Firebird, more powerful than a Trans Am. I've told you about it before. Sold it to a guy who put it up on blocks and storage. Well, there you go with the blocks. It all fits. It all comes home. It all works around. That was a WW weave. That right there. That's what there was. Chris Doug's here. Hey, Chris Doug, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We're just kicking back today. We're just looking at cars, dreaming about cars. 20 grand for this Buick Regal. That seems a bit high to me, considering some of the other cars we've seen. I'm not sure what makes that so special. Maybe it's super rare. It might be a bit more of a rare car or something. Belfast Bob says, all things Land Rover here, can't go wrong. Big mechano kits. I don't know what a mechano kit is. Must be Irish. Chris Doug says, 89, not a good year for vets. Well, there's always got to be a naysayer. There's always someone who's going to say something. But yeah, I don't know. What makes it not good? They had thermostat problems that year or something. Sandy Foltz says, my stepdad had an orange Ford Mustang. He called it the Orange Pumpkin taxi service. Oh, there you go. That's funny. Roxanne 79 says, David Dog, mine is smooth, but so are... I'm mid-thread. Mine is smooth, but so are the roads. I love mine, but it's small inside, hard to get to the back seat. I need new front seat. I wore a hole in it, but the rest of 20-year-old car, she's been great. Only 90,000 miles. Wow. Roxanne, don't you have a Mustang? Weren't you the Mustang lover? Perhaps. Jolie says, my dad still has my mom's 95 Mustang convertible. It looks cool, but does indeed ride. It rides like crap. Huh. 67 Dodge Charger. That is amazing. That's an amazing car. 25 grand. Still, look at it. 25,000 for a 67. That's why I'm saying this is fake. I've seen these for like 50,000 and more. I mean, 27. Just an amazingly beautiful car. Big muscle car, 67 Charger. I remember these when I was a kid. I loved these cars when I was a kid. It's got dual horns. Yeah, that's nice. If that thing goes for under 30, my goodness gracious. WW, they just reduced air traffic by 10%. Yeah, because instead of coming to the negotiating table and trying to open back Congress, they'd rather just cut air traffic by 10% and continue to have whoever does show up not get paid. There's a Porsche 911 Cabriolet. Another beautiful car. I love these colors, these kind of dark maroon type of colors. Nick Rich says in 96, I bought an 87 Chevy Safari window van. An Iraqi taxi with 5-speed ran great until I got T-boned by a trunk driver. No injuries, thankfully. Yeah, thank goodness there was no injuries, because, just thank God for that. Christina's son goes out, said Fox is disgusting. They should really find a way to get them off the air. That entertainment station we need to sue them more. Yeah, Fox News, Fox Channel is horrible. Mr. Spock, Bugatti. Was there a Bugatti? I don't think I saw a Bugatti. Man, Mac, I'd buy that for $1. Belfast Bob Voltaire says any high-powered car, especially two-door Porsche, if lose control, is a death trap, especially Hollywood Hills. They weren't in the Hollywood Hills, though. They were out in Valencia. They were in the Valencia Hills, I guess. Talking about Paul Walker. Here's another pickup truck. 2001 Ford F-150 XLT, $9,000. The Lariat edition. That's the fancy one. It's up to $15,000. Yeah, those trucks go high. People love the trucks, man. WW Celtic. Belfast said no Celtic KG. No, not Celtic. Well, what's Celtic? I've heard people say Celtic. Roxanne says my mom had an orange Dodge Viper. She sold it a few years ago, but boy, it's a sexy car. I felt so cool in high school riding it. In it, I never drove it. Damon Dog, I had a Ford Galaxy too. Yeah, it was a good car. It was a great car, man. Mine was mine a 6-cylinder? Why am I not remembering? I think mine was an inline 6. I don't think it had a V8. So that was good, because I would go tool around. I'd go down to the beach in it, and I think it got decent mileage. I think it would get 30 miles a gallon on the freeway with that inline 6. WW says I had a 73 Olds Belmont Royale with a 455 V8, lots of speeding tickets. Yeah, it's hard to keep that boy down, isn't it? It's hard to keep that boy down when you got that much horsepower under the hood. Mr. Spock says I had a 69 Ford Galaxy with no motor in it. I wanted to put a 460 motor in it. The junk car tow truck guy took it away. There's a Honda Pilot. I don't know why is a Honda Pilot in this show. Honda Pilots I think are kind of crappy. Not crappy, but my ex had one. She bought a brand new one a few years ago. Actually, it's probably been like 10 years now. And I remember at the time, I think she spent like $40,000 for it. And I was telling her not to do it. It just seemed so expensive. And I told her, because she's always been a person who likes gas mileage. And I told her she's only going to get like 14 miles or 16 miles on a good day or something. And sure enough, she bought it, and she was only getting 14 miles a gallon on it, and she hated it. She couldn't. She was stuck with it for a couple years, and then she finally traded it in for a Prius. And I was telling her right from the beginning, I go, "You're not going to like it. It's a nice car. I mean, the kids loved it, and it was big, roomy, and it's a nice, big, roomy vehicle, but I knew she was going to hate the gas mileage, and even though she knew that it's a big car, and she could read the label on the side. It tells what the estimated EPA is on it, or the estimated MPG on it, and she still bought it anyway. It was one of those deals, She had instant buyer's remorse because she hated the gas mileage. I think she might have, maybe it was 16 miles, whatever it was. And we had been driving Priuses previous to that. So she was used to getting, 45 and 50 miles a gallon from the Prius. And then going into a car that was only getting like 14. And I knew she was going to hate that. She wouldn't listen. William says, I had an 88 Grand Marquis. MJ Daniel from up there in Washington State. MJ says, my first car in high school was a 67 Mustang, but it was a total junker. Mostly rust, and I had no money or knowledge to restore it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know, because when you say 67 Mustang, of course, everyone's thinking of like, the Bullet car or whatever. The Bullet Mustang. But this one was not that, apparently. Bob Perez from San Diego. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Robert says, top of the morning to Trucker John and a groovy day to all involved in the big blue wave. Robert also says, by the way, I can't figure out how to switch my account back to Robert Perez. I don't like the name Bob. You can go in your settings and you can change your name. There's a way. There's a way to do it. I can't explain it though. But you can change it. Just go into your settings, that little wrench, that little gear thing up there, I think, is what does it. But I'll try to remember to call you Robert instead of Bob. What's on there now? Those are Rolls Royce. I don't really like Rolls Royces. Want to know the truth? It's not my thing. But for $8,500, if I had a spare $8,500 laying around and I needed a car, talk about expensive parts and shit. That's probably expensive shit. So I think I'd pass on the Rolls Royce, and I don't really like the body style. And I just don't. I mean, it's okay, but I'd rather have an Eldorado. I'd rather have that Eldorado that came up earlier than that Rolls Royce. Chris Doug says, my first car was an 84 Thunderbird V8. She was ugly, but she hauled ass. I bet. I remember I rented a Thunderbird, not an 80. It was probably about a 90. I remember we were in Florida. My first wife and I, we were in Florida to go to Disney World, and I rented a car when we were there. I rented a T-Bird. And I remember it was just a rental car, and it was like fast and smooth. I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. So much so I was telling my ex, we should buy one of these. Brooklyn SJU says, my birthday is, hey, Brooklyn, where you been, Brooklyn? SJU, my birthday is Sunday, 68, I'll be alone. Oh, well, you know what? It's on Sunday. Well, everyone, I was just starting to think how we could do a show or something and have Brooklyn come in and we could do a birthday show for Brooklyn. Maybe we'll do that, Brooklyn. Maybe I'll go live. If you guys in the chat are affirmative to this, we could go live on Sunday and just have a little birthday show for Brooklyn, and we can all just say happy birthday to Brooklyn. How's that? You guys let me know in the chat, and then we'll try to figure out a time to do that. Because I got to watch my Rams too, so they're on. Twistner says my wife is heading to one of the local food pantries in our area in a few minutes. Hopefully there is something there they can help her out with. Yeah. Oh man, I hope so. I hope she comes back with boxes of food. WW says, I was pretty vocal when I was working union captain, so if they tried to punish me, they knew I was backing. Or I had backing. Sorry. Oh, Barracuda. My aunt had a Barracuda. This is a 65. I think it's about the same year and everything. Oh, I love that. Barracuda Resto Mod. So it's been modified, I guess. All new rebuilt front end, K member, new shocks, all four corners, 21,000. Heavy duty front sway bar, new brake lines, new 360 V8 Mopar engine, Edelbrock intake and carb. You know this is not getting mileage. Electric fuel pump. Well, maybe not. HEI ignition. It's got that electronic ignition, serpentine belt system, aluminum radiator with electric cooling fans, Mopar 904 automatic transmission, 834 rear end, new aluminum dual exhaust, power forward disc brakes. Ah, what did it go for? It just switched to the Ford Ranger with the little camper top on it. I don't know. That I want that Barracuda. I want that fucking Barracuda, man. Again, this is my distraction of what's going on, I guess, in the real world. We're all starving and then wondering if we can get SNAP and healthcare, but here I am looking at cars. But I'm just doing this is like a distraction, I guess. Why is this not getting? Why is this not backing up? I want to know. So current bid was 21,000. It was 21,000 when it went off. I don't know what it ended up at. But if you could get that Barracuda for under 30,000, I would think that would be a steal. 70,000. These pickup trucks are expensive. MJ car auctions are fun to watch sometimes, especially the older muscle cars. Roxanne, I'm going to BB now. Great kids hanging out with y'all. What's BB? You're going to Barry's Bunch? I don't know. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Well, thanks a lot, Roxanne. I bet you BB's not got this kind of content. You're not going to see this over at Boston Brian. I'll tell you that much for sure. Okay, you know what? I'll show you. Here's what Boston Brian's going to have on. Let me find something more Boston Brian-ish. There's Boston there. Let's see. Where's my Jake Bro? Where's my Jake Bro when I need him? There's Nazi Town, USA. Nazi Town, USA. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nazi Town, USA. Nazi Town. Now that I've been watching the car thing, there's gonna be car shit all over. Let's refresh. Let's see what comes out. There's the Senate convenes as Trump ramps up pressure to kill the filibuster. So the Senate is in session. There's Tim Kaine. What's he got to say?
I view it as a very important one. The act that I just read, the International Security Assistance and Arms Control Export Act, is an act that allows a single senator to file a privilege motion that can be heard on the floor of the Senate without intervening committee action under a simple majority threshold.
Okay, so Tim Kaine is talking about how Trump is extrajudicially murdering people. He's basically declared war without getting, confirmation from Senate or from Congress. That's what this is about, I guess. That's sort of Boston Brian-ish. You guys don't have to leave. You can stay here. I can do that shit too. Look, I can talk about no war without Congress. I can do that just as good as Boston Brian. Yeah. Anyhow, all right. We're off cars now. I guess we got to do Senate. I got to keep up with Boston Brian. I got to talk about important shit, I guess. Newsy stuff. I got to talk about news shit. No more car shit. DPD5844 says, or Floyd Mayweather, TJ, he's a car enthusiast and a moron. Like me. Floyd Mayweather and I have those two things in common. Josh C says, laughing out, TJ ordering iced tea sounds like Vance ordering donuts. Well, it shouldn't have been. That was my point. It shouldn't have been that hard. I've never gone to a place where it was like a million questions just to get a fucking iced tea. But that's Whole Foods for you. I guess that's kind of also my point. You know, it was at the Whole Foods, like in the corner. If you've ever been to Whole Foods, you know what I'm talking about. Like off in the corner, they had this little thing where you can get drinks, and it's like you can get coffee and tea, and I don't know if they had smoothies, but you know, all I wanted was I'm an old guy. All I wanted was a fucking iced tea, just a good old fashioned iced tea. But of course, Whole Foods has got to be like la-ti-da, 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 la-ti-da. Now here's Jolie letting Robert Perez know, I guess, how he can change his name. Jolie says, on an iPhone, just click on your pic, then view channel, then pick the pencil icon on the right side of the screen, then change your name or change your handle. Belfast Bob says Earl Grey was with bergamot. With bergamot is nice. I don't even know what bergamot or bergamot is, so I can't relate. WW says sister puts cream in her tea. I do on my hot tea. I'll put some cream in there. On my iced tea, not so much. Not so much. Twisted Nerds love me the Ranchero. That was beautiful too. That was a beautiful car. Maybe someday we'll be in a better place financially, and we can start buying cars again. Brooklyn loves these cars. Brooklyn SJU. Let me know, guys. Should we do a Sunday show for Brooklyn's birthday? We can all get on and just wish Brooklyn a happy birthday. It doesn't have to be a long show. We can just all hop in and say hi. WW says, I thought that bergamot was apricot pits. I know that there is also an herb, but it doesn't smell like Earl Grey. 70 volts, Trixie LaRue. Yeah, Trixie LaRue's here. Hey, Trixie. Where's Trixie LaRue been? Elton Gillespie says every 59 El Camino was sold at a big loss. Each one was handcrafted from a station wagon. I didn't know that, and I wish I still had mine. It was such a beautiful car. I loved it. Let me see. I might have it in my little photo gallery because I think I've shown it to you guys before. I don't know if I have it in here or not. I know I have it in my main photo gallery. But I think I have a picture of me in it, and it was when I was in high school. So it probably needed a paint job, though. It was getting a little faded. Did I have it? I might have taken it out of here. Dang it. Yeah, I don't have it in here. Darn it. I wish I had my 59 El Camino picture in my freaking gallery thingy. I got this picture of Joe Biden in his Corvette. We're going to save democracy. Oh, man. Oh, Joe, wish you were still president and everything, and that you weren't dying of cancer, and that you weren't, so old. That's why I was really hoping for Kamala Harris, your protege, to make it in. Anyhow, I just bummed out the show, didn't I? Mad Mac had a 67 Dodge van in high school, carpet paneling and beanbag chairs in the back. I called it Marilyn because I was in love with Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe. Mad Max says, my girlfriend's called a sin bin. I had a van for a short time also. And it had a big bed in it. I put a big bed in it. Skip it on down a little bit. I know I'm really behind in the chat. I guess Robert Perez changed it. Robert says, thanks, Jolie, you're my hero. So he was able to change his name. Jolie says, I couldn't have you going around being called Bob. Bob Perez, come on down. Yeah, it sounds like you're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Bob Perez, come on down. I don't know. David Dog, 47 Chevy flatbed, very groovy. Very groovy. It's very groovy. Come on, get happy. David Weiss says, I'm giggling at the car stuff. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about cars. Car Wizard is a big favorite. I guess Damon Dog left. Probably went to Boston fucking Brian. Damn you, Boston Brian. I'm just kidding. John Glad, always glad to see John Glad. John Glad says had a 60 or an 86. I inverted those numbers. It's 68, no, 86 Mustang GT with the manual 5-speed. The 5.0? Was it a 5.0? DPD 5844 says AOC has a theory as to the real reason MTG changed their tune. MTG wanted to run for the Senate. I think I've heard this theory. MTG wanted to run for the Senate, but Pet O'Donnell squashed. Should have been quashed. But anyhow, her plans. So now it's payback time. It certainly would explain her behavior. And damn Donald Trump for doing that, because she would have lost. And maybe would have been rid of her. Maybe someone else. Well, I guess if she lost, she would have kept her House seat. Belfast Bob says, go around to Count's Customs, TJ, to watch that. Damon Dog says, I wish my new truck was straight drive. No one I know knows how to drive stick. Oh, you wish it was an automatic? Is that what you're saying? Another lost talent today's youth will never experience. Yeah. I learned on a 5-speed transmission. That's how I learned to drive. We had a Datsun. Was it the Datsun 510? Those little Datsuns. We had one of those, and that's what I learned on. Before I even drove an automatic, I drove that car, and I've been driving. I can drive anything now, pretty much. But my kids, they don't know how to drive stick. I don't think, because I was teaching them how to drive, and we had I think all the cars we had were automatics. But yeah. Robert Rez, Car Talk with Trucker John. Brooklyn says, I wish TJ was on Sunday for my birthday. Well, like I said, and you must have said that before I said that. We can go on. We can do a special Brooklyn Trixie LaRue show. We can come on in and spend a little time and say happy birthday to you. Christina Sungo Squaw says, Damon, that might be one thing that the kids might not have to know about is driving a stick. That's what technology is for, although the fact that they don't know what a tape player is drives me nuts. Well, see, that's in your world. And for the driver's worlds, we were upset about the stick shift thing. David Dog says, my Plymouth Duster had an inline 6, one of the best engines ever invented. You could run that with no oil. And plus, they had a good top end. They might not be the fastest off the line, but they could have a pretty good top end. And if you drove them, and if you didn't drive them with a lead foot, you could get decent mileage out of them. David Weiss says a favorite car was my Stealth Hot Rod 73 Opel Manta. Shaved heads, Weber carbs, sodium-filled valves, 140 horsepower to the, 140 HP to the wheels. It was a mini monster creamed by a caddy that ran a red light. God damn. These motherfuckers, man, they'll get you every time. Belfast Bob, anyone remember the first car tape players? Tape was the size of 5 slices of bread. Robert Perez says, Trucker John, did you see the UPS jet crash from the standpoint of a truck driver's perspective in the hellscape he saw right in front of him? I saw a couple clips I looked at real quickly. I don't know if it was from the truck or not. I just saw the big fireball. Brooklyn with this $2 super chat. Thank you, Brooklyn. Yippee! We got, says, love the muscle cars. Thank you, Brooklyn. Appreciate the super sticker. Thank you so much for that. Again, guys, let me know if we should do a special Sunday Brooklyn SJU Trixie LaRue little birthday show. We'll just hang out and we'll wish Trixie LaRue a happy birthday. Mr. Spock says Dad had a 75 Oldsmobile isn't it Tornado? Anyhow, with a 454 carb there, 4-barrel carb. Past everything but a gas station, you could see the gas gauge dropping when opening it up. Yeah, just like, or actually, since you guys are looking at it, it's maybe that way. But anyhow, Christina Sungo Squaw says, Damon, I told somebody I used to have a computer with hard disk drives. They asked, what's that? I said, you know, the ones before the floppies. They had no idea what the hell I was talking about. Yeah, those days are long gone. Those are like museum pieces now. Belfast Bob Voltaire with a £2 super chat. Yippee! Thank you so much, Belfast Bob. I do appreciate you. Thanks for coming in and helping the show. Helping us out. Keep us going. Keep us growing. Paul Burrows from Idaho's here. My birthday is Sunday. I'll be 71. Paul Burrows, maybe we'll do a birthday show for both of you. Josh C. sounds nice. TJ. Maybe I'll go on live on Sunday, and whoever has a birthday can come in, and we'll wish you a happy birthday. All right? Sunny Folks, TJ, you were married twice? At least. At least. Christina and Sun Go Squad says, yeah, I've been going 3 days a week to 3 different food pantries here in New York. They only give you 1 little bag each, so in order to make a week of food, you have to go 3 times a week at least. Yeah. It's tough. See, out here, everything is so spread out. I think maybe where you're at in New York, things are easier to get to, maybe. But here, everything is so spread out because I've been hearing about that they've got some food pantries and food banks going on, but everything's so far out. Because I was thinking about checking it out, but I don't know. It's just so far away. It would take me 2 hours to get there by bus, probably, or something. So I haven't. I'll just order some food from Albertsons. Damon Dog, yeah, you passed blunt politics at the start. Yeah, well, I on purpose. Should I just do that? Maybe, yeah, I'll play Boston Brian, and then you guys don't have to leave then, right? You don't have to leave. There we got it. There, we're just there. See, now you guys can stay here. It's the best of both worlds. It's the best of both worlds. You got Trucker John and Boston Brian, right? And you can just stay right here. I'll even turn the volume up if you want. Look at there.
And then he fucking gets
Look,
down by
best of both worlds. Today's guest, ladies and gentlemen, Boston Brian. Boston Brian, thanks for being on Trucker John Show. Anyhow, there's Boston Brian. I'll be signing off pretty soon. You guys can go. I'll go over to Boston Brian. Massive fireball erupts near Van and NYC. Injuries, firefighters in Bronx blast. We're talking about a blast. Is Tim Pool trying to say it was like Mondami or something? Or I don't know, what's the point of this story?
Mamdani win. New York City is doomed. This is another one of the Gloom Train videos that they've been putting up.
me see. I'll go to the beginning. I'll see if I can cut.
I was joking about Mondami, and yet they're talking about Mondami. All right, Boston Brian is on. I give up. I give up, guys. That's what you want. That's what you get. I give up. All right. May the best man win, Boston Brian. I bow to you. All right. Josh sees it's Paul's birthday too on Sunday. Yeah, I just read that. We could just, like I said, we could just open it up to whoever's birthday it is. We'll come in and we'll wish them a happy birthday. Yeah, Joe Biden. Look at Joe and his vet. Good old days. The good old days. Anna Moore, I miss my normal life during the Biden administration. Jolie says, Trucker John has channel memberships and super chats. We sure do. Channel memberships starting as low as $1.99 a month. I think that's even cheaper than Boston Brian. You can also support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing, or you can buy me a coffee. There's the Buy Me a Coffee link. And there's also the PayPal account there. Thank you, Jolie. And thank you for everyone. We got we're 2 out of 5 on our goal with the super chats. Mad Max says, since I was about 19, I wanted a 72 through 76 BMW 2002, the 2002. I still want one. I sort of settled for a factory special 78 Beamer 320i. I love that car too. Yeah, I like those. I like the Beamers. I like the 320i's a lot, actually. I've never owned one. I had a girlfriend that had one. So for a while, I had one. Back in the early 80s or mid 80s. And it was nice. It was nice. DBD 5844, that's a nice gesture, TJ. We could have a cocktail or just plain water, whatever. Float your boat. Yeah, I've got still some beer in the fridge. I could crack open the Hennessy. No, I'm saving that Hennessy for something. I don't know, but I could crack open a beer. So if you guys want, I'll pop in sometime on Sunday between games, and we can do a quick little something. Maybe we'll have the game in the background, if you don't mind. 72 says, my only automatic vehicle was my first car, a 69 Mustang with a 302 Boss engine. All the rest of my cars were stick. Wow. Look at you with the stick. It is to get that little extra performance out of them, If you have cars some cars it doesn't matter. A lot of cars it's just better to have an automatic. But if you've got stuff that's a little more zippy and you want a little more performance out of it, you can kind of get that with the manual. Brooklyn says, I'm staying here. I don't want to hear the bad news. And here I go. And I'm putting the bad news on. I don't know who this is. But I think they're already shit-talking Mondami. Not even taken office yet. He's not even sworn in yet. Probably won't be until, what, after the new year? I don't know if the mayor...
Geopolitical fight that we have to maintain our friendships and our allies. This is, again...
I can see why you guys prefer Boston Brian over me. I can totally see it. Bonnie survived the laundry down there with the centipedes and the stink bugs. Christina says there's still 20 of us hanging out with you now, Brian. There's 24. Thank you very much. 51 thumbs ups, you guys. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Thank you for subscribing. We're at over 4,180. I just got some of my stats, like YouTube sends you little emails and stuff. And it said that in the last month, we got over 100 and something new subs, I think it said. So thank you guys so much for subbing. Make sure you do like, subscribe, and share, and we can get more people in here to sub. So yeah, if you haven't subbed, please do. If you have, please share. Mad Max says, hey, we're all staying here. What the fuck? Thank you for staying here. DBD says, I'm telling you, TJ, if you can, TJ, if you can, you should invest in a Costco membership. They have discounts for seniors. I've had Costco. It may have ran out, but I've had Costco memberships for 30 years at least, off and on. I have a Costco card in my wallet. I think it may be due for a renewal. But I haven't really, actually, since I've been living here in Vegas, I haven't, I don't think I renewed it because I just haven't gone there because they're kind of far. Like when I lived in Palmdale, Lancaster, they were close by. And then even when I was on the road, I would sometimes be able to park in the parking lot and go shop at Costco. But since I've lived here in Vegas, they do have Costco's, but there's only a few of them, and they're kind of really far away. So I don't think I renewed it just because it's just, and right now I don't have a car. Maybe once I get a car and I get more mobile again, I can do that because I do like shopping at Costco, and I do have a Sam's card too. And I know Sam's is evil because they're Walmart. Costco is good because they pay a good living wage and they have good benefits. So Costco is the better one. Plus, their products are just as good, if not better, than Sam's Club. Probably better, Kirkland and all that stuff. But I always had a Sam's Club and Costco. I kept both of them just because, I don't know. I like going to both. So, Barney Malcolm, honestly, Boston Brian seems angry a lot. He does seem a bit angry, doesn't he? He seems a bit angry. You know who else is angry all the time? What, are you insinuating I'm angry? Is that what you're trying to insinuate, Trucker John? I'm the angry one? I've seen you chase off some of your best people in here with your anger issues, Trucker John. So don't even go there, dude. Don't even freaking go there with this angry bullshit. If anyone's angry, it's you, Trucker John. I'm just tough. As in, you will break your teeth if you try to eat me. That's not anger, my friend. I've seen you go off on some of your best chatters for no goddamn apparent reason. So don't come at me and try to insinuate I'm the angry one. All right? All right, let's get that perfectly clear. Let's just make that perfectly clear. I'm sitting over here minding my own business, and you start talking about someone with anger issues, and you're looking right at me. And I'm like, no, I ain't going to take that bullshit. No. Not when Mr. Yell at the people in the chat room is sitting there. No, I ain't taking a fall for that. So that's all I got. I just want to make sure we're clear on that. All right? All right. Sorry. I'm trying to turn a new leaf. I'm trying to not be so mean to my own people in my own chat room. I'm trying to be nicer. All right? Mad Max says my birthday's tomorrow. Mad Mac, we will be doing a regular show tomorrow on Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Come on in here, and we will all be wishing you a happy birthday. We will be wishing you a happy birthday, my friend. So come on in. Tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Mad Mac. And we'll do it all again tomorrow. Let's see. Julie says BB is okay, but we had a bit of a dust up on Blue Sky. Oh, really? He was doing some Biden bashing after Trump got elected last year. Pissed me off, so I didn't go there unless I'm bored and no one else is on. Brooklyn says if you're stuck in New York City traffic, you don't want to stick. DPD says we're still here for you. Thank you, DPD. I appreciate you. Damon Dog says, I'm watching the military show on BB on Trucker John. Yeah, look at this. We get the whole 2-for-1 package here. 2-for-1. Brooklyn SU, welcome to Driver Brooklyn. Thank you so much. Yippee. We got a new member. Brooklyn SJU, Trixie LaRue. Trixie LaRue's here. So thank you so much for being a driver. AM says, Anna Moore says, TJ, thanks for providing this platform for us. You're truly appreciated. Well, thank you, Anna Moore. Should I turn the BB off now? Now I'm feeling kind of guilty. Christina Sangasquaz, Trucker John, you missed it when I said when you were on your main YouTube page, you passed my song, the GOP. Oh, canceled Christmas. YouTube is doing that job giving my notifications. You should have played that. Oh, well, let's see. Let's see if it's still on there. I was going through fast. Let's see. 8-track revolution. This thing is listening to us. We were talking about 8 tracks, and now look, there's a thing about 8 tracks on here. Where are you at, Christina? Are you on here? I didn't see you. I'm looking for Christina. Is it a short? Majority report. These are the guys. If you guys are wondering what I watch and shit, here it is. Let's see. There's Riverboat Jack. Luke Beasley. I don't see Christina in here. Huh. Oh, this one. Is this the one? Christina? Here we go. Can you guys hear that?
Shut it down without a cheer. No dolls for the little girls, not 1, not 2, not 32 this year. The lights are dark on Main Street. The windows are all bare. The carolers went home. No laughter in the air. They took the joy off the shelf, and now there's nothing else. There will be no Thanksgiving turkey, no Christmas ham, no New Year's champagne or beer. The tariffs made the prices rise, now we're just trying to get by. right here. They say it's tradition that markets have to fall, but there's no reason rhyme or sense that's clear. Instead of gifts and silver bells, we'll feed our families and neighbors too. The GOP canceled Christmas.
I like it. I mean, I like it.
There will be no shopping on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. That's all gone away. The malls will be empty. The shelves will be full and plenty. The kids won't understand the pain. We'll have to explain. We're keeping all its clothes. There will be no stocking stuffers, no songs, no cider, no champagne. They close the government tightly to hide what's in the files, and names and secrets stacked in tiles. They said it was for the people with big smiles. There's no turkey on Thanksgiving, no Christmas ham, no New Year's champagne or beer. The tariffs of inflation climb, they have tax our trees, pressed our keys. The beast that haven't taken blame at all. Instead of stockings on the wall, we'll be passing us too. Instead of toys, we'll be buying bread for the neighbors too. The GOP cancel Christmas. What else are they gonna do? The GOP cancel Christmas and joy couldn't remain. They say don't look behind the curtain, but we all know the game. They shut it down to hide the truth. The Epstein files and the names. You can cancel Christmas, but not the truth. People still remember what was done to the youth. So I can anyway pass the bread away. We will make our joy from what they've lost and turn us all around. They can steal our money for gifts, for fees, even the tree, but love will always be. Cancel the holidays, but love still remains with no fee. The GOP cancel Christmas. Blame it all on you and me. There's no Thanksgiving turkey, no Christmas, and no New Year's champagne. So we can stick it to you. There will be no dolls for the children, no toys on the tree. Just hungry headlines and hypocrisy. Our banks will soon be empty, but their pockets are empty. They're toasting each other while most of the country is in pain. They canceled Christmas, we light our own flame. Canceled Christmas, but truth remains. Make no mistake, we're taking down all the names.
That was awesome. That was awesome, Christina. I'll let these play on the back a little bit here. I'll give this a thumbs up. I know this is the next one, but that was absolutely awesome. You guys go over to Christina's Sun Go Squad, like, subscribe, and share the channel. You get great content. You get great videos. You get, tarot card readings. You get games, playing games over there. All kinds of great stuff at Christina's Sun Go Squad. Make sure you give Christina go over there, subscribe, and watch the show. I mean, that's great. That's better than anything I could ever do. So, guys, go check out Christina and Sun Go Squad. Great content over there. Brooklyn SGU sent one trucker gift membership. Thank you, Brooklyn. Yippee to Brooklyn sending a membership, and Steven Sayers got that. So maybe Steven will come in. I haven't seen Steven in a while. Brooklyn SGU, I went to St. John's University in Queens, Christina. Julie, I called him Biden bashing Brian. Brooklyn SGU useless Boston Brian is trying to be George Clooney. Okay, I didn't want to turn this into a bashing Brian segment. Mad Max says, "You see what we have to go through sometimes to find you, TJ." Yeah, that's true. It's true. You would think that if you watch me every day, that it would pop right up to the top, but apparently it doesn't all the time. Marty Balcom says they could live stream while feeding chickens. Is that for Mr. Spock? Marty Balcom, I've been watching a lot of chicken farmers lately. Jolie says, looks exactly like my YouTube feed minus the baseball stuff. Jolie, come on. Baseball is America's pastime. Look, we got these great Christina videos in the background. Look at that East Wing being demolished by the fucking piece of shit we have in the White House. Mad Mac, we have a good fam in here. Absolutely, absolutely. You guys are great. Christina Sun Go Squad says, I wanted to make a song to reiterate the shopping blackout days from November 22nd to December 2nd. Absolutely. And we have touched on that a little bit. And we need to touch on that a little bit more. But yeah, and there's a big blackout that we need to do. We need to send the message loud and clear. And not only are we going to vote with our at the ballot box on these elections, we're going to vote with our pocketbooks, with our purses, or whatever, right? With our purchases or lack thereof. Mad Mac, IHOP, and IHIP are two of my favorite things. Let's see. I think I'm at the end of the chat here. Christina Sons, thank you. This one's awesome. To the Ocean Drugs. Anna Moore says, I have to say we have some talented people in this chat. Brooklyn says, yep, Christina, 5 years of pharmacy program. I paid back loans for 10 years. So yeah, there's Christina. Maybe we can get the link in the chat. You guys can go subscribe to Christina, and great content over there. It is about time. I am way over. It is noon my time, 12:05 my time. So yeah, I need to end the show. We'll see you again tomorrow. Paul, did you have anything you wanted to say before we end the show? Just wanted to say, I just want to pop in and say hi to everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day. I absolutely love Christina. I watch Christina all the time, more than Trucker John even. I love Christina. I love the videos. They're just so spot on. And look at this. Look at what she puts in these videos. I mean, the work that goes into this. I remember Iceroni. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've spent a lot of time in San Francisco, and Rice-A-Roni is the San Francisco treat. But yeah, Count Chocola's, that was my favorite cereal as a kid growing up. So anyhow, yeah, I'm always on Christina's channel. I'm always watching. It's a great channel. I love it. But yeah, anyhow, guys, just have a good one. Stay sane, stay safe. These are tough times, I know, rough times. But we're going to get through this. We will get through it. Let's just not give up. And I'll see you guys tomorrow right here. Okay, bye-bye. All right. Thank you, Paul. That was short and sweet. Again, guys, thank you so much for being here today. I do appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe or tell everyone you know to subscribe so we can get up to 5 million. We're trying to get to 5 million subscribers by the end of today. No, just kidding. But 5 million would be nice. That would put us up in minus touch categories or atmosphere, stratosphere. Thank you, Jolie. Jolie's got Christina and Sun Go Squad. The link there. You guys can go over there and subscribe. All your channels, all your fake channels, everything. Just subscribe them. If you guys, however many channels you got, go subscribe to Christina and Sun Go Squad. Great show, great channel, and great content. Christina says, laughing out. Thanks, Purple Beard Man, for watching. Christina says, laughing out. Did you see it put the beard on the lady? Yeah, I didn't notice that, but I know we did that before, and it does that. Mad Max says, when I would travel for work, I loved going into small shops to get something I couldn't find back home. But now everything looks the same no matter where you are. Corporations suck, doorknobs. That's sort of like the gentrification or whatever. Anyhow, guys, okay, I guess that's it for now. Only thing really left to do is, of course, our words of wisdom. And remember, before we go, well, here's a sort of add-on thing. I mean, just to reiterate the meme here. If anyone asks you what the point of protesting, show them Tuesday's voter results, and then that's why. So let's stay strong. Let's stay active. Let's stay involved with these marches and with the blackout thing here, 22nd through the 2nd. Let's do all of that. Let's make sure we're registered to vote. Let's keep our registrations current and active and up. And so when it's time to vote, we can vote. You know, vote early, vote often, vote blue no matter who. Let's kick out these Republicans. They don't deserve our vote. Then they certainly don't deserve to be in office because they're not doing anything for us. They're only working for the big corporate overlords. And, you know, not that the Democratic Party, I don't believe that they are evil, but if your two choices, like Hal always says, if you perceive them to both be evil, then choose the lesser of the two evils. Again, I don't think the Democratic Party is evil, but if you think both parties are flawed, which they are, or they're not perfect, they're not good, well, choose the one that has the least amount of flaws, and choose the one that is less unperfect. It's just easier to say the lesser of two evils. The evil being a sort of a catch-all word or whatever. But anyhow, let's vote. Make sure we vote. Stay active. Peacefully protest. Let's all stick together. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, right here on the YouTube channel, the Trucker John channel on YouTube, 11 a.m. Pacific Time Zone. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much. Make sure you get a pencil and a pad, something to write down so we can get these words of wisdom out to you. Okay, you guys ready? Today's words of wisdom are as follows.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. All screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kill. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John Livestream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John Livestream. Yeah, the Trucker John Livestream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John Livestream. No, it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shrugs, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. In my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt. It's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road. That's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road. Just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret. It'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, Everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot. You're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye. See you later.
Yes! Yes! Woo! The Dodgers won! The Dodgers won! Yes! Yes! Woo-hoo-hoo! Dodgers won the World Series! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, Clayton, yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh my God! That was, oh my God, that was the most amazing World Series ever. Dodgers!